Okay, welcome back for another one of our fun adventures. So today Jake and I we're taking our day of rest. Rest. So did quite a bit. Just seen on the other video with the tiny house yesterday and the last couple days really. So getting that done, and just we typically pick one day that we rest, whether it's lounging around and editing and watching TV and anything like that, you know, just getting prepped for what we want to do the following week. And I don't know, it always seems to be that it's on Sunday that we rest, and just happens to be when. I mean, days of the week for us really don't matter much, luckily, with what we do and how we do it. So Jake and I are going to take a little adventure and walk down, and figured we'd grab the camera this time and try to record the zigzag. We've hand cut a path for now to get out back, and we've only been back there a couple, 2, 3, 4 times maybe. Yeah, gonna take you along. Everything looked dry in there. Yeah. We must not have put too many holes and things we shouldn't have put them in, but we're starting up here behind the tiny house, and if I don't drop the camera first. And yeah, we're gonna see. I know last time we went to take the trail, and neighbor's dog loves to bark. We kind of found it, but then lost it for a little bit, and it's hard to tell. So we did set some things on the back part of the property, and when we get back there, we're gonna check. And that's kind of our thing, is this property was left alone and abandoned for many years, so there was some roads on the back that kind of come from the neighboring properties. So interesting enough, as we have story time as we walk back here, is one of our the rock dump truck guys came out and was telling us that, yeah, like 40-50 years ago, this whole area, like where we're at, because, you know, obviously nowadays they take big lots of land and make them into smaller plots. And this was I think Circle R Ranch, something like that. But he also said it was like 40-50 years ago, it was all one lot, and then an investor bought it and broke it up into small plots. So haven't done any research on that ranch thing, but these are you come around, and cool looking rocks, just they lay everywhere. We'll be harvesting. Tara definitely likes her rocks, so, and we've got plenty of them. We're right on the edge of the property line, but this is a drain coming from the neighbor's hillside and part of our hillside, and it just starts here. But gonna be interesting to see how many little critters we end up with. I know this time of year the snakes are not out and prevalent, but I imagine. This was about as far when we first come to look at the property, and I think we're not even halfway back yet, but this was about as far as we didn't have that easy of a path cleared yet, so my father-in-law and I toughed it out and came down here and knew that the creek was further down. I mean, we're still going downhill. I don't know, looking back up, but some cool, you know, like it's cedar, but then it's like a bush just branched out. So oh, here's that same little drainage creek. Like I said, it's really thick. We're actually hoping to kind of go up because it's really cool and we want to be able to see it. So a lot of this stuff will end up coming up through, following it all the way up to the top of the hill and try to clear it out. I don't know, plenty of projects. That's kind of the fun part of it. Over here, this is what we've deemed the sitting rock. So going down, you don't really use it much, but, and I know it's probably hard to tell, but this rock is shaped and formed in this bowl right here that it's literally cupped like a chair. And when you're coming back up, going down isn't so bad ever, right? But coming back up, yeah, this is one of our, hey, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna take a break and catch our breath. And you know, but then somebody's been back here and built a little bushcraft shelter. They were doing select cut, and I think what I've seen was it was all big cedars. But it's been a while. But we put this here, right there, because this, like I said, is right on the edge. I don't know, somewhere within here. I don't know, I think the accuracy of that thing's like within 10 feet or something. But here's what I don't like, and if you're a logger and watching this, you know, I get you gotta make money, but this is the type of stuff that it just aggravates me is, you know, I know it's not millable but you come back and you run through, you know, they run through this ditch, but then they just leave the tops. And I just, not a fan. I know you got to do tree management, but then pull the stuff out. Like I know they're not making money on that, and typically it's on the property owner, but my little rant of why I don't like logging companies, and you will not see one come onto my property, is you get this and it looks like crap, you know, because they dropped it right there. Like this formed a little pool, all cool as it be, you know, but then now it's all like dammed up in here and it can't continue its path over to the actual main creek. This is part of the creek right here. Just listen. how does that go wrong? Just how? It's just hard. I don't even know what rock this is. I don't know. Somebody out there that's geology expert and knows. I'm gonna assume, out of my knowledge of nothing, that it's probably some sort of shale. But then there's this super cool. Now there's a rope tied around there, and I don't know if that's because somebody thought that that little bitty rope was gonna actually, like, this is a super cool rock. And honestly, I think if there's a way that we might be able to get this out, but I don't know, I bet this thing weighs a ton. But it's just, it's cut out, it's really super cool. Little like bowl features in there from just years and years of water erosion coming over. But you can see through here like how high the banks are, and it's definitely like eroded, so we're imagining it maybe get up there, and that's 3 foot, 4 foot in some spots. Right, so we were just over there and we were discussing whether that's where the property line stopped, because the road went, and I was wrong. It doesn't even taste right. Okay, I won't say that again. But here's another nice flat area right here. I gotta come up with a method, and maybe that's something out there that we've been using our app, and I think maybe following the app and tying ribbon on the trees as we go down to trace our steps. But what's the easiest way to really trace your property lines? Like I said, we've got the one app, and it gets us pretty dang close. And the southern edge of the property is the only spot that we've seen survey markers. So this makes it fun, but I'm pretty sure, because this is a heavy steel rod, plus they put a T-post on it. So welcome to the back corner of the property. This is the only one that we know has been surveyed. Like I said, I think the neighbor over here, because this is, I think if I remember right, this is a corner post for like 4 different properties meet, because this is one property owner, this is another property owner, then ours, and then theirs. So this comes right in at a point where it breaks into 4 different properties. Yeah, so let's see if I can pull it up on here. Like, here's our dot, right? And this is the trail we've been walking. There's our dot, and then that line right there's the property line. So it shows us we're right at it. I mean, that survey mark, and now I'll be able to confirm when we get the survey done, and it's a matter of feet, really. A fun adventure video. Look at that sky. I never calling for rain, and we haven't gotten any since we've been awake. But another cool thing that we want to try to do is when we establish this backside, but I know 100% for sure where our property ends and begins and all that kind of stuff. is, you know, maybe it's a big hunting blind that's way, way, way up. Maybe not that high. That there, maybe. Oh. So get us something that, and maybe I just put a big pole. I don't know. I want to mark it because we know that once we clear things from the others up by the house and all that kind of stuff, that we're going to have views that we'll actually see this hillside. And I'm pretty sure yesterday when I was on the roof, but it's stuff like that that just gets in the way. Well, I think, I don't know. All right, you guys look, tell me when you see it. When do you see it? You see it yet? Hello, I'm talking to you up there. What do you see? You're not telling me, are you? It's rude.
The tiny house, actually.
I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna try to angle this, that that's our direct next door neighbor, and then straight ahead where this camera view is ours. Okay, I'm gonna check, I'm gonna cheat. You didn't give me an answer. Okay, so upon further investigation, we were kind of wandering over there, we found this little treasure. So random, and there's these rocks are everywhere, so I guess they random, but for them to be stacked in the way that they are. So I moved a couple, and voila, there's a corner marker. So we definitely know we've got from here going that direction to the purple pole, right? And then from here it runs that direction, so the house is up there. Just gotta look around. Oh my, look at those things. It's like straight out of Narnia. Man, lessons from Jake.
If I can get it. I just had it.
You take the acorn top and somehow...
You gotta put your thumbs on it and close the gap so it's really small and you blow into it. And it's a whistle, basically.
It worked. It worked. Okay. Welcome back to Nidus. They're hugging. I know we've got one grandson for sure that's already plotted and planned for us to build a tree house with a slide. What do you say, a swirly slide? Something, I don't know. I have direct instructions that those have to be there, and so I imagine when all of the grandkids end up coming down and visiting that we'll have all kinds of shelters and forts and building tree houses and stuff like that, which I look forward to. That's gonna be really fun, and being able to get to them will be even funner. But look at these, just, we haven't ruled out that the cabin will be down by the creek, even if it's just a overnight shelter type deal or something. Oh. So we're back to our little log. This seems to be the biggest section of the creek that we found is right through here. The nice thing is this is solidly on our property, so I'll be interested to see what it's like. Cause it kind of just stops. I don't know, maybe I'll walk that way. We're gonna come back this other way. Well, I don't want to go through that. You can definitely tell there's evidence that water runs through here, the way the leaves are piled up on the little, but it's not very often, and that's why it's just a seasonal creek. But most of the water, believe it or not, is underneath what I'm walking on, all this gravel. And then it kind of pops up again. I don't know, but at this pile, so someone looked like they tried to burn this at once. This is all charred. But it comes under all that rock and pops out over here. But then also pops out right there. So we'll definitely want to get how high it comes, because down here would be a good spot. But I don't want to build a cabin and then watch it wash away. So it'd have to be up a little bit, but then give us a back property place to come hang out and maybe do overnights. Deer season, come out, sleep in the cabin. And all I have to do is walk right outside and go hunting. But I definitely want to come video some of this. If we get massive amounts of rain and water running down these, it'd be super cool.
I think that's the clearing, like the first clearing.
Yeah, we've got, so our clearing, one of them anyways, the further one down is right there. And then it just gets thick in there. But we need a sitting rock here is what we need. Oh man. But then look, there's some just little moss circles, but I don't know. I can't ever not just keep looking around. That's probably part why we get turned around out here sometimes is.
Well, do you want to go?
Jake's getting attacked by briars. Surprisingly, there isn't a lot of briars. I'm not complaining. Ouch! Don't mind me, just getting stabbed. What would a property purchase be if you didn't find random stuff, so yeah, I wouldn't walk too close. But there's some loader tires if anybody needs. I'm sure they're perfectly good. There's one. That's a car tire, just a car tire. There's the other loader tire. So I got a pair of them. Yeah, foundation's up there. What's blue up there? What do I have that's blue? Why do I see tractor? Idiot. Right over there. Yeah, that drops. Oh, I'd say at least 4 or 5 feet. Just sheer. But we were just over there, so this is that rock shelf right over here. But super cool. Big cedar.
I say that little path there.
Then and then you get all the mushrooms growing on the side. So looks like a pretty dead oak tree. It's dead. It's not gonna work. And then you have this cedar here, which we thought was pretty cool because once again the cedars they go solid rock. They'll find one little crack and boom, they start growing. And so it has a small one coming here, a real big one that thing's all at 12 inches. But then it has this outshoot and it just starts growing sideways. I bet if somebody's a really good woodworker, that'd be a cool thing to cut out and make a bowl, or I don't know, someone more talented than me. Oh, jeez. I lied. We even got a big truck tire. Do we need a big truck tire? It's super cool. And it goes up in there. Little cavers. I'm sure critters live in there. And I'm sure my wife will be happy to know lots of snakes. But we'll see. Here's another opening, and it kind of comes straight over, and this might be we talked about doing some other offsets, so we made this because it's pretty flat right here, and if we can make a passable road into it, this would be a good spot for another RV pad or a cabin. The thing that I've been watching is, I'm pretty sure this is drainage. At first when I seen some of it, because then it just, but it heads right down to that creek. But I started looking, and well, from my times that I've hunted in Georgia, was you start seeing a lot of leaves dispersed and stuff like that. There's 1 or 2 critters that are gonna do it. And so far I haven't seen any major evidence, other than one time, the day my father-in-law and I walked the property, that I thought maybe it was, oh, hey, that's fun. So, sidetrack squirrel moment, but that's there's my hand. That's pretty good sized deer track, and that's, But back to it was armadillos. If you got a lot of turkeys, they will do it. But like I said, when I was in Georgia, in the south, a lot of time those ruffled leave where they're scurrying are armadillos and wild hogs. So far, I've not seen any super evidence of hogs. Supposedly they can be up here. Wow, we're really close to the road. They supposedly can be up here. The other thing I've been trying to watch for too is seeing any tall trees that are scratched, because we could have bear, wild hogs, but I've seen deer sign, seeing squirrels all the time, and I've seen some rabbits. So I'm good with that. If there's hogs here, they're here. Obviously if I see one, it'll be dinner, but I haven't seen any evidence of that. I'm almost certain I haven't seen one here, but at our other spot that we were staying at, the first night we were there, I seen an armadillo. They're pretty cool to watch. They don't really seem to mess with much. And okay, so ouch, don't mind me, just getting snagged here. So this is a random clearing, but then something.
Dead armadillo?
Okay, talk about armadillos, and I won't show it to you, but there's a dead one laying over there. Well, and that makes sense. So that right there, that's the big sign, and obviously the evidence of a dead armadillo. They will dig in the holes, burrow their den. Why he's so close to the road, I don't know, but he didn't make it. The other side by the road and see survey markers. So there's I'm pretty sure if we pulled this is just PVC, but I'm sure it's over, and then you have this, and then I know it goes down in the woods, and there's another orange T-post. So we don't have anything planned for this area up here yet. Not sure we will do anything, just keep it. We like this. From the driveway over this patch of trees, gives us a nice little buffer from the neighbors. We don't necessarily need to see what they're doing, and I'm sure they don't want us to see what they're doing. So we're totally fine with that, and keeping it where we are, a little closer to the road. Like I said, with a camper and stuff, we hear a lot more traffic, especially now that we're at the property, which is super awesome, by the way. We went out, Jake and I were going out the other night, it was a couple nights ago, and wasn't a cloud in the sky, and it was late, and it was like a planetarium. I know people have asked, you know, well, are you gonna put a mercury light on the pole out there? And absolutely not. No. When I want to go outside and I want to look up and I want to see all of the stars, I want to be able to turn it off. And having a mercury light over there just burning light up all the time, it washes it out. And we live in the country, and I want to be able to enjoy that. So I'll have lights up on the shops and the buildings, of course, that way when we want to see, but I'll also have the ability to turn them all off when we don't want that extra ambient light that washes out the amount of stars. If you've never done that, go out as far as you can in the woods late at night, and then turn your lights off, and after about 5-10 minutes your eyes will adjust, and you're gonna see 3 times as many stars as what you would, you know, from your house in town or wherever you live. That if you have any outside ambient lights, I choke on my own spit here. So that's our tour. Hopefully you get to enjoy something, and we did find 3 of the 4 property markers, so that's pretty exciting. Now, like I said earlier, was throw down in the comments, give us an idea what's a good way of marking that, so that when we go down we have a better idea. I'm just curious what you might think. All right, we'll see you on the next one.